All right. Hi, Michael and Mark. We have a question that got sent to michaellikey.com/ask. And I really feel for this candidate because she said she's been on the job market now for 4 months and have interviewed with 20 plus companies. However, she's yet to land a job. So she's asking Michael and Mark, how can she present herself in interviews in effective ways that actually helps her land the next gig?
One way to look at this is okay, it's 4 months, and depending on the type of role you're looking at, the level of role you're looking at, and Michael, you'll know this better than I do, how long it takes you to land that role can increase and increase at the level you're going for. And 20 interviews may not be enough to land the right role for you. So is it that you just want anything, or are you looking for the right thing? And look, if any of those things within the 20 have been close to exactly the right thing for you, you need to go back and ask for feedback. Get feedback. What did you like about how I interviewed? And how could have I interviewed better? And let them know, look, I want a role in this area. I'm looking for this right now, okay? And I want to land something. Help me. Look, social human beings, when you use that word, help me, they should respond. Antisocial human beings will kick you to the curb, okay? And that's a good indicator. It's like, wow, that company just kicked me to the curb. I mean, good I didn't end up working for them. And here's the other thing about asking for feedback later on, is that sometimes, and Michael, you'll have a good gauge of this, sometimes the position has opened up again because they didn't get the right person. It's so hard to get the right fit. Michael, how much of that, aligns with your thoughts, and what else have you got to say about it?
Yeah, none whatsoever. I think you're totally off base. No, as usual, I think you and I are in a very similar place with this. And it is, I mean, the 20 interviews, the 4 months, they're really, and no disrespect to the person asking it, but they're kind of useless numbers for us because we don't know if this is a job like in food service, or is this a job, running a corporation. And obviously it's going to take a lot more. And I think we're not knowing what circumstances they're in. Do they have a job? Do they not have a job currently? Is this a change for them, or is the same vein in which they've been operating? All those things should make a difference. So if you're going from one fairly simple job that there's lots of out there to the same type of job and it's taking you a long time, then you probably have something, going on. If it's a more challenging job, or a less available job, or a harder job to get, then this may be, a fine amount of time, and you should just keep going. I love what Mark says about asking for help and getting feedback. And I do think that makes you look good. It makes you look like you want to learn, like you're open to learning. It gives aspects and qualities of you that you couldn't share in the interview. And let me tell you a dirty little secret about recruiting and hiring and talent processes, because I've been involved with them in major corporations. Most of the time, what's the technical term? They suck. They're not very good. They can be poorly organized. No disrespect to my friends in the recruiting place, but it can be all over the map. Which managers are getting, how well they've been trained to interview, and what they're looking for. Do they know what to look for? And so I think even beyond Mark's asking for that help and just saying feedback on their performance, is reaching out again and staying in touch and being persistent in a good way, asking more questions, learning what you can learn. If the door gets shut, fine, you move on, but keep those dialogues going, because you never know, as he said, when the job's going to open, close, change, they want something different. That hire, I've had people that we have said, no, not that person. We hired the other person, and then literally realized within a matter of weeks or months that was a mistake, and went back out looking for that person. But they weren't available, or we didn't know how to get a hold of them anymore. Might have happened, and so we couldn't do anything. But the ones that stayed in touch, I've had ones who stayed in touch and wanted a job for years, and they weren't right for the job, they weren't ready for it, but then eventually they were, and they got the job, and they really loved it because that's what they wanted to do. So all I would say to this question is just get clear on where it is you're at and where you want to go, and then stick with it. And understand that last thing, there are different levels of jobs. One of my children at one point had been working, he moved, hadn't worked for a while. He just needed a job. His biggest goal was financial stability, pay his rent, replenish his savings. And so he did that. Wasn't a great job for him, wasn't a career fit, but it's one he knew he could do, and he got it done, and it helped achieve those goals. then he could start to say, all right, now that I've got some breathing space, I need to invest this back in some training for the thing that I really want to do and move in that direction. So just think about, what is the value? What is the purpose? What is this job going to do for you? And be really, really clear on that. And that will really help you understand, is this a long time? Is this a short time? And even more importantly, am I finding the right job for me? Mark, any final thoughts on that?
Well, look, Michael, I think, some people might go, well, both of those answers are pretty kind of cold and maybe intellectual to what is a tricky situation that somebody's in. And Faye, not that you're not capable of a cold and intellectual approach to stuff, but you said at the start of this, look, my heart goes out to this person. So I got a question for you. What does your heart say about this situation for this person? What does your heart want to say to them about this?
First of all, I think both of you gave such wonderful perspectives, because I too realize that, the tactics and our expectations from 3 to 5 years ago is very different than the job market today. So I think this person may feel really isolated, as if she were alone in all of this. But in reality, I think many of us are living through this. Even for freelancers and entrepreneurs like myself, right now it's taking longer for clients to even make decisions. So that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, really nice answer. Now, if you've got a question that you'd like a nice answer to as well from us, then michaelleckie.com/ask, or put your question down below in the comments. We'd love to get your questions. See you soon.